Well, what's up again there, guys? Brian here at 3TG, and I'm here to give you another episode of People's Questions, or answer all the questions that you guys have sent me over the past week. We got a pretty funny one today, and I find it funny because the comment section alone for the previous video had well over 70 comments. Sadly, we could only pull out about 6 questions, but that's not a bad thing because most of the questions or most of the comments was more of just discussion, so I can't complain. So starting off real simple with the first question, coming from Phantom Sidious, and you want to know, do I think that Mace Windu defeated Sidious, or did Sidious throw the fight to manipulate Anakin? It's kind of a mixture of both. They were, if you've actually read the books and multiple sources, Sidious and Mace Windu were really going at it head-to-head 100%, but for Sidious, the goal for him wasn't necessarily to try to win the fight. He was simply trying to last long enough until Anakin showed up, which, knowing how gullible Anakin was back then, he kind of knew Anakin would show up, and so I think had Anakin not showed up, I think that Mace Windu probably would have eventually beaten Sidious. But no, I don't think he intentionally threw the fight. I think he was just trying to last long enough. Next question comes from Daniel Villegas, and you want to know, would I rather be a conduit like Cole McGrath or be a virus like Alex Mercer, or have the powers of Scorpion from Mortal Kombat? Well, I would not want to be a virus like Alex Mercer, and with Cole McGrath, as cool as that would be, you know, something about not being able to interact with water is a big no-no for me. So I guess I would take the powers of Scorpion. I mean, the ability to control fire, teleport, there aren't really too many drawbacks. I mean, heck, I can even rip off my skin and show a skull and set someone on fire if they piss me off. So I mean, heck, I think I'd make an awesome Halloween costume. I think I'd win first prize. Next question comes from Hugo Blood 881. And you want to know, if I could own a high-quality replica of any sword or gun from fiction, what would that be? Well, buddy, technically I kind of already have it, because I would like a replica of Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber, and I technically already have a high-quality replica of his lightsaber from The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. And I'm just kind of trying to save up in order to get his Jedi Master's lightsaber that he used in Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So technically I'm kind of 50-50 in terms of what I would want. Next question comes from the Immortal Superman. You want to know, who do I think is the better operative? And if they had to encounter each other, who would win? Sam Fisher or Ethan Hunt? Oh, definitely Sam Fisher. Ethan Hunt is, I think he's just too much team reliant. Like, every single mission he's been on has required the need of a team around him. Now, it's not to say that Sam Fisher doesn't have a team of his own, but he seems to be able to operate much better if he didn't have a team. I mean, there was even one moment where I think he went rogue and he was completely on his own, and he was just as dangerous. Yeah, definitely Sam Fisher. Next question comes from Will Williams. You want to know, what are my 3 favorite Mario games if I have any? Yes, I do. First one obviously has to go to Mario 64, which is one of my legendary 10 out of 10 games. I personally think it's the greatest Nintendo 64 game of all time. The second one is got to go to Super Mario World, which, believe it or not, I actually have a copy of it that kind of was already programmed onto my Game Boy DS Extra Large. And the third probably has to go to Super Mario Land on old school Game Boy. That was, to this day, that is literally the very, very first video game I ever played. So, you know, that's got to be on the list too. And the last question of the episode comes from the Batman of Neo Gotham. And you want to know, besides Resident Evil 2 Remake, are there any other games I'm looking forward to playing this year? Yes, I got a laundry list of games I'm going to play. Kingdom Hearts 3, which by the time of this recording I've already beaten it and I'm working on the review. Might rent Ace Combat 7, probably going to rent Metroid Exodus, probably going to rent Anthem, already pre-ordered Devil May Cry, already pre-ordered Mortal Kombat 11, already pre-ordered the Collector's Edition for Days Gone. and probably gonna rent Control. So that's just the games that we do know have an official release date that I do plan on playing this year. And with that, those are all the questions that I was able to pull from last week's comment section. If you guys have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode, be sure to type them in the comments down below. Make sure you get them into people for next Wednesday, roughly around noon, starts filming the next episode. And make sure it's only one question per person. So if you send multiple questions, chances are I might just take your first question and answer the rest of them in the comment section. And if there was a question that you sent in for the last comment section but you didn't hear it here, just check the comment section of the last video, because chances are I answered your question there. So with that out of the way, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.